Hi friends, welcome to Vine and Thorn Witch. So today I thought it'd be kind of fun to share a craft. Recently I had a table selling witchcraft, which is something that is new for me. It's part of my new business with Vine and Thorn Witch. And one of the things that I was selling were abundance ladders. So it's 13 moons. It's the 13 orange slices for the 13 moons. And it's something that I personally do every single July to celebrate the abundance of last year and to celebrate the abundance that is to come. I don't know if you can see, but hanging on the wall, I have last year's oranges. And so I thought that I would go ahead and craft a new one and share it on the video on how I do it. So I have my twine. I have a candle that I won't be using today. And then I also include my abundance ladder, my own personal spell from my own book. So, and then I have the 13 orange slices that I have dried myself. My goal is that everything, that I can grow everything myself, and I actually now have a baby orange tree that I'm going to try and lovingly grow in Minnesota and see if I can make that happen. I'm hoping that my bedroom during the winter will be a perfect thing, and maybe someday in the future I'll have a greenhouse connected to a kitchen of a Victorian home, maybe. Okay, so orange slices and the twine, and come craft with me. By light of the sun of July, I craft these oranges in celebration of the year past and the year to come, in celebration of the blessings that the sun gives, in celebration of the blessings learned from my ancestors and those that I will pass on to my descendants, to honor and to celebrate life and all of its lessons in abundance. So what we're going to do is we're going to poke a hole in the top and in the bottom so that when we weave the string, it will go in one side, out the other, so that it holds in balance. So you can use any kind of item. This is a hair stick, but I use it for writing in my candles. I use it for crafts like this. Because it has that nice point. And the spiral of creation. So I'm going to puncture a hole. You see it's quite easy. Top and bottom. If it's harder, then your oranges are a little too over dry. Okay, so I'm going to do this for every single one. Just route straight down. It's important that it's on top of each other. A craft like this is perfect for meditation and for focusing on, and while you're in that meditation, focusing on last year's abundance, all the beautiful things that happened to you last year, and all of the goals and intents that you have in place for the year to come. Of course, again, I do this July to July. So it's in those middle points. There's no equinox or solstice. It's just simply the highest point of the sun in July and how that interacts within your craft. The interesting thing to note would be then if you are on the southern hemisphere of the earth, what month that would be then, because I know that we flip. So just a little food for thought. So I'm going to throw on some music because it's not that interesting, I think, to watch me poke holes in oranges. All right. So now there is a string of oranges. You can see how they hold in place very beautifully. So you might want to make little adjustments along there to work them out. And some people I have seen add various things from nature to them. Oh, I just realized I'm not in the shot. Some people have added various things to nature in them. For example, feathers that they find, or seashells, stones, keys, anything that would hold importance for you in your practice. So I will go ahead now and give myself a little bit of leeway. These oranges will shrink over time ever so slightly. So I am going to set in place. Actually, I should probably cut a little bit of the string, but I'm going to do the first knot full. So as you're pulling the string through, that can seem a little tedious. However, part of the meditation is focusing on the flow of the string going through and focusing on all of the things of last year and this year that are part of the goal and the intentions for this orange ladder. Okay, so I have knot 1. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and actually reduce some of this. My blessings. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So we have our knot 1. So knot 3. Sorry, knot 1, knot 2, knot 3 is what I'm doing now. Okay, so I have 3 knots in the bottom and 3 knots at the top. I will, on my own now, I'm not going to show this on here, I'm going to add 3 knots in the middle by things that I add to the orange ladder. So we now want to create a knot on the top for us to hang. So we're going to do the loop and around. There's still a lot of string. And if I can get my fingers to cooperate, put it through. Okay, and we have our knot. So we have our 3 knots within it, and then we have our oranges. Now, some people may want to use divination and the 13 moons on how the oranges handle the rope going through, or the string going through. And you can look at months where it was really easy, and you can look at months where maybe the skin of the orange goes a little damaged. On those months to be careful with your abundance. So that is one way of divination that can be put into this. Of course, things change based on activities and the choices that we make throughout the year. So the focus of this more is accepting, welcoming, and celebrating the abundances within our life and hanging it on our wall as eye magic in order to celebrate it every time that you see it. So every time you come in the room and you see it, remember the abundance that you have as a goal for this year and celebrating the abundance of last year. So I'm going to show hanging it, and then little smoke divination there. And the string's going to get tangled because my tiny workspace. Okay. Now you see it hanging, the New Year's orange ladder, and this is last year's. So I made the cuts a little bit thicker, but you can see how they have really dried out. So what do we do with this? So we always want to make sure that it's an organic material and that we can return it to the earth. I will use this. So I will add this to a campfire that we'd usually do in September as a harvest of thanks and appreciation. It's kind of an ongoing cycle of in July and August with bringing in the abundance of the year and the harvest of the year, and I put those together. So I will put this in my witch cabinet and hold it until September, where I will burn it. So you can see now here is the new 13 orange slices, and I again will be adding various things to it. So hopefully this was interesting for you, just watching me make one of my yearly crafts. And hopefully you're having a beautiful day or night wherever you are, and happy witching.